I remember I went to the sets of Chokirwali when you were working with Aishwarya Rai, who is a non-Bengali girl, which is very important because this was a Rabindranath Tagore subject. Very,
And
very
for the first time she
Bengali.
was possibly doing, getting into that ambience.
Yes. I mean, there can be a stereotype, there can be a cliche to fall back on as the Indian woman at home. But you had made it very easy for her. And there was this girl who's seen the world, been acclaimed, and she comes on the sets and she was like a little girl as far as you were concerned. There was no ego, there was no, star tantrum or star treatment or whatever awareness.
On the contrary, she was.
And that's your.
There was
making
a
things
different
easy for
kind of
them.
surrender. One was Raima and the other girl was Vaishwarya. Both of them, they surrendered to the director with their own grace and dignity.
Right.
And I remember when I was doing Raincoat, Ash almost like, I keep on telling Raima that, why don't you look at the mirror? She trusts me so much that she'd come and stand in front of me. Am I okay? I said, am I supposed to be
Instead of looking at a mirror.
Yeah. So Ash, I remember she had done dark circles under her eyes for Raincoat. I wanted to do her. Just a bit of a deglamorization. And after she has done the look, Ajay and I get into her makeup room. That's our typical Taliganj makeup rooms. No makeup, fancy makeup vans, no vanity vans. So she was shooting at
No clean bathrooms.
NT theatre, NT, but new theatres too. So she was in her makeup room and we get into the room and she looked up and I just said, why have you put the dark circles on your eyes? You were not sick, you were not ailing, so look normal and healthy. So she said, okay, I'll remove. So Ajay had left the room and I was about to follow him. Ash pulled me back and said, look at me, you like the dark circles, I'll keep them. You have to tell me. So, this fascinating kind of trust of the actor, then you can never belie that trust, then you have to take the responsibility of the trust as the director and as a colleague.
Fine. She also wasn't aware of the language, so maybe that dependence on you was a little bit extra. But when you've worked, I read a very interesting book once by Roger Vadim on his 3 wives, including Rituparno. But when you worked with Sharmila Tagore, who's known for her tantrums and not to have been that talented an actress, but more of a glamorous beauty. You've worked with Raki, who's been known as a beauty and an actress. And then Aparna Sen, my favorite, who's a director, who could come from being a director, but has also been a beautiful, popular actress and known as an actress. How did you react to all 3 of them? Meaning you have to give me sweet little anecdotes about all 3. We all want to know about these great actresses.
I will. Of the 3, I think I have done 2 films with Reenadi as director-actor, Aparna. And because we have shared a relationship over a very long period of time, which is a very cohesive relationship of trust, fondness, sharing aesthetics, and she is much more like-minded than a lot of people. So we have almost dealt on the same aesthetic premise. So it was very easy for me.
It is almost filmic background.
Yes. And both with a major influence of Ray and all that. So we understood each other even silently. We didn't have to. There was some kind of a silent communication happening, but a bit of that happened with Rinkudi also, with Sharmila Tagore, because she's also, Bengali, Ray, all that, some kind of a classical background. But she was, her Bombay days, and she was playing an actress, she was playing a diva.
Which she is.
Which she in any case is, but she wanted to redefine the diva in the context of Bengali films. And she told me one very interesting thing. I want to play it like Suchitra Sen. You have to think of this diva like Suchitra Sen, not like Aparna. Because your concept of a Taliganj diva is Aparna Sen. You have to redefine your assessment of a diva or your impression of a diva, and with Suchitra Sen in mind. When I do this, I've never seen her, so how do I then you make up your own Suchitra Sen and do it. If I find it appropriate, I'll tell her. Then she got into, it was, but I think every actor, senior, junior, they need some kind of pampering. That is very important. You have to pamper them, you have to indulge, and they need this kind of indulgence and pampering, and it's beautiful.
And
So,
Rakhi?
Rinkudi, no, but it's brilliant. Rinkudi, I mean, I have never seen her tantrums on the set.
Sharmila.
She was almost grabbing my chief AD, who was Rana, who was working with me. She wanted Rana to be ready with the lines in case she forgot. She wanted prompting. And then I gave her some other person. She said, no. She was performing, and Rana looked up and said, but I think it's, you look at the lines, you don't look at my acting.
That's what a prompter should do.
I said, but Rana is not a prompter. Rinkudi, he's trying to help you. He said, okay, let's not fight over Rana. Now tell me who's going to prompt me. It's beautiful, but she lost her 500-pound pillbox. She threw it away with her fish fry at lunch, and the whole unit was looking into the dustbins of technician studio looking for the pillbox.
Did you find it?
I don't know. No, it was never found. It was chucked with the garbage. And she discovered it in the evening.
Oh, she did discover it.
No, she discovered that the box is missing.
Lost it in the
yes.
evening. Oh. Well, you can't
After lunch.
you discover things like that.
So I said, yeah. And we used to say, okay, you be a begum at home, and now let's work.
Leave the pillboxes behind.
Yes. And Rakhidi is a person who would never look at a monitor. She'd come, do her shot, go away. She is very old school. She'd believe in the captaincy of the captainship of the director, come, do whatever she's told to. She's not fussy about her looks. She's not fussy about camera angle. She is very confident of her inherent beauty, and she knows why she's being cast.
Right.
So she is not bothered about her looks. But she has also, and she is a connoisseur of food. So, I mean, and she is now I think with a very sweet experience. I'm very scared of cats, and the film had a few cats. And Rakhidi needed her afternoon siesta for half an hour. And we would get late for the shot, and nobody would just knock her makeup and wake her up. Only I could do that, but she would very conveniently have the cats inside. So that I will not go there. Yes.
But Ritu, you're so lucky to have worked with these three very beautiful women.
Absolutely.
And when we come back, we'll talk about some others.
No, four.
Beautiful ladies.
Starts with you.
That's because I'm here. You have to say then.